Let's start with you, Ron. When was the first time you met Rick?
Oh, gee. Grade school. Probably like, fifth, sixth grade, something like that.
What kind of character was Rick then?
Everybody hated him. Everybody hated him.
Why was that?
Just the way he was, he was always really fucked up, in his downs and shit, and he was just an asshole, man.
What about you? Were you friends with him, or did you?
Not at first, no, man. We kind of we didn't get along too good at first,
What about, did you know him then, Brian?
Yeah, I didn't get to know him till later on, but like Ron said, you hated him first, and you got to like him after you know.
Why do you think it was that, what was it that after a while you got past that and,
I think it's just getting used to how he was, because he just, if you didn't know him, you'd say something, and he'd just question it, like every aspect that he could get on it, he'd question it to the point where he felt satisfied with, what you meant, or else, he was satisfied that, he understood what you meant, or, you understood what he meant, but, it just took you a while to get to know him.
do you think he was, like, pretty insecure in some ways, or?
Yeah.
What was he like in high school? Was he still the same, that people hated him, or when did he start becoming a musician type person, an artist?
I think he probably always was, as far as, just the way he thought about everything, and, he always read. Even in school, he was like a lot more intelligent than the other people. He didn't, I don't know what to say, man. Yeah, he was always into it,
Let's talk about the music some. With the Aurand Boys, I guess his first band. What were the circumstances you guys got together?
They came and got a hold of me because they heard I had a bass. I never even played it. I just had one. Somehow they found out I had one. And I guess they had like John Locksterman playing bass for them or something like that. And he was pretty much a dork. He was a lot younger than us guys and stuff. And Boy Scouts and stuff was more important than the band was and shit, so they kind of scooped me up. I said, I just told Debo, well, you show me what to do. Well, you seen the first job we played, how I only played the E string, I only knew one string on the bass, that's all I knew, it's just like...
What about that show? How do you think people reacted to that? That was the first time audiences ever really got to see Rick.
It was definitely different. I think we opened up some people's eyes to something different. It was Friction was like the only band that was really doing anything. And, they were supposed to be new wave or punks or whatever. And we came out.
Just so much to do back in those days, I can't understand why young kids did get together and do something like that. It was just so much to do.
Brian, what do you think about the scene? What do you think it was like here then, as far as, the underground music scene?
Well, it was definitely, something that this area kind of needed, because there wasn't a whole lot of it going on. And, from what I saw...
Do you think there was very much of like a community spirit, or...
I wouldn't say it was definitely was underground. It definitely was.
We had our group, there was always that group of us that always were together. As far as the music or anything went, Still pretty much is still that group, that's doing anything.
See, do you think that Rick influenced a lot of the other young musicians?
Oh, no doubt, no doubt. I think Rick probably influenced anybody that he was around in some way or another. That's just the kind of guy he was,
Yeah, I was never into being musically inclined as far as getting on an instrument and learning it, but I did, different things, artwork and stuff, and I kind of always had in the back of my mind, what maybe Rick would think of it, or, he didn't really influence me, but, I always kind of thought, I wonder what he would think of it, when he sees it, or if he'll approve, and shit like that. The same things, he'd ask you, if you know, he really would come out and say, "Do you approve?" But like I said, he'd just question you till he knew how you felt about it, you know. But he'd just go through so many aspects of questions that's what kind of, you know, got you upset, because, like, you know, you don't have to go that far, you don't have to go that deep, you know, I'm telling you. But he just wanted to make sure, like you said, insecure. I don't know if he was insecure, but he just always wanted to make really sure how he thought about something, I think.
What about the bands that existed between Ron Boys and the Sex Kings?
Yeah. Rick and I are basically in all the bands together except for Otis Vanilla. That was like why Sex Kings threw me out. You know, Rick and I got in that fight that one time. We did this biker party. We were all hogged up. You know, I was hogged up. Him and I ended up getting in a fist fight though. Shit, and that was like the last, you know, I played. They kicked me out right after that. Until we just got together this summer, you know, and did those couple gigs this summer.
Talk some about, I guess go to you, Brian. You were there for that Sex Kings from the Sex Kings show at Shirley.
Oh yeah.
Brian bled all over the floor.
That was Easter. That was like a revelation to me. It was great. I had a good time. Those guys really did good. It was just, I mean, it just happened at the right time.
I wish we would have got that on
you
tape,
know,
man.
It was just something that I was just glad it happened. You know? You can't really explain, you know.
We're the
It's
only
kind of
ones
like
that ever did anything
Woodstock
like
for
that,
Lewis,
man.
you know, not really Woodstock for Lewistown, but you know, it was crazy. It was great.
What do you remember from being on stage that night?
Oh, I remember it all. It was great, you know. I mean, I just wish everybody would have like gone into it the way Rick and I did, you know. Like when we were all supposed to get, you know, Rick and I, we always like got into character and dressed, you know, and
Here.
pretty much the two guys put a show on and doing stuff, you know. Dummy and them and Brad, they'd always wimp out there. Like this last time, we were all supposed to dress in drag. And well, I just ended up, I was the only one that came out in drag, you know.
You want to set it off for a second?
But ours will be the best.
But,
Yeah.
you ready, Tom?
I'm rolling.
Okay,
Where were we?
yeah. Guess I'll go back to you, Brian. Like, can you describe like the kind of attitude and image Rick projected on stage? You know, how he affected people, especially ones that weren't in the crowd that understood him.
Well, he was into he definitely was into getting some kind of sexual point across. I mean, that was a big thing, you know, and just the look, you know, get that across and just, you know, make you think. It just, if you didn't know him and saw him, you know, it just, he'd definitely make you think, or else you just got so pissed off you just said, what is going on, you know? Like, you know.
You like
Go ahead. Do you
Yeah, you know.
people?
Oh yeah, no doubt. You know, even like that first gig we did there at the end when he just like dove off the stage, man, and landed like flat, belly flopped on the floor and shit. And people were like, well, you know, they never seen nothing like that before. Well, even like up at Shirley's, you know, just the way he always hit the floor. Except for these last gigs we did, man, he didn't. He was different. I said to the guy, because he didn't. Well, you were there.
Yeah.
Shit, he didn't get crazy like he usually did.
No.
It was weird.
What about, what happened? I heard a story about you guys played the hotel with the Sex Kings and something like, there was some kind of fight the first night, but they still asked you back or something. Do you remember what happened? Something with Lori, I think.
No idea.
Yeah.
I don't remember.
Everybody's pretty busy in the hotel.
There's always fights there. Yeah.
Oh, let's see, where should we go to from now? Well, how about, you guys both saw Sex Machine. Do you think that band was any different, or, you know, can you describe what was going on there?
Oh, it was definitely different. I think you guys were like more refined. I mean, as far as the music went and everything, you know.
How about the audience reaction? You know, Rick wasn't allowed to go back into the hotel after that last gig there.
Yeah, like Whitey always got pissed because him saying fuck all the time and shit, you know, because he'd always be like, people weren't into it. He would just like, you know,
Yeah.
fuck you, you know. He'd be hollering at
You
him.
wouldn't believe how many people there is that never heard that word.
Yeah, and they just really took an attitude about him saying fuck all the time. That's what Whitey, you know, I talked to Whitey about it and stuff.
Can you just describe like some of the things he would do on stage for people? I mean, these people never saw him at all.
A lot of body gyrations, a lot of, not like Elvis or nothing like that. Wait, let me move out of the way of his head.
No.
I've got a hole in my heart, still it beats like a sonic boom. Fix my love to crust. See, I can't even.
Derision.
I sucked in spelling, man. That was bad. Okay, derision. Flex my love to crust derision. Prepare to run the face with doom. The race with doom. See, I can't read either.
Okay. We're just gonna like edit like 2 lines off of everybody. I guess that'll be had to said I love you to you. That was pretty unusual.
We used to always tell each other we loved each other, man. You know how.
That's what it is.
We gave
Everything's
each
so-
other kisses.
Everything's
and shit,
so
you know what I
repressed
mean?
now, you know. You either gotta abide by the rules or just not care you don't.
What do you think he did?
Didn't care nothing. I mean, he cared about things, but
Yes,
he didn't
cared,
care.
man.
He cared what other people thought of him, yeah. But that was like the people that knew, or the people that knew him, or knew what he was getting at. But he didn't care what like the masses would think, and that's what it's all. You know, that's what it's like about.